Chains, chains, they got me in chains. Chains, chains, they got me in chains. Chains, chains, they got me in chains. Chains.
I was taken from my motherland and brought into this strange land.
I was stripped from my family and brought into this strange land.
I was ganged up on the business they brought me into this strange land.
As I was dragged through the doors of no return, I uncontrollably cried at the saddest sight you'll ever see. I was locked in the crate at the bottom of a ship with many others stolen from their families.
And the boat ride, the foul stench of dry blood, vomit, and feces, the horrible smell of rotting corpses, while the disease manifesting in those deplorable conditions alone was enough to kill anybody. Some may say I'm lucky to be alive, but I say it must have been bad luck that allowed me to survive that boat ride. Because once I arrived here to this strange new land, this is where my new torture began. This is where my new torture began.
Chains, chains, they got me in chains. Chains, chains, they got me in chains. Chains, chains,
They got me.
I was beaten until I was black and blue and forced to accept their names and their religion.
I was being taught I was black and blue, forced to wear their clothes, work for them. They forbid me from speaking my native language.
they raped me, and forced me to breed with other men so I can bring life into this strange land. They robbed me of my dignity, self-worth, and beauty.
They convinced many who looked like them to fear me. They lied, tricked, and told their people I was an animal, dangerous and worthy of slavery.
They made so much money off of me, became rich from my blood, sweat, and tears.
As I grow old, my children bears children. And the cycle of life goes. Each generation becomes more and more distant from the teachings of the motherland. The children born into this land, sadly, this will be the only life they know.
Now they up the ante by teaching us to hate one another, dividing us by skin color, continuing to abuse us. See, they won't teach us how to read and write, but instead focus on the visuals of dark and light. They told me I was ugly and did everything to force me to despise how I look.
My dark colored skin gave me a one-way ticket to work out in the fields all day to deal with physical abuse, while my lighter complected sister got to work in the house all day to deal with more mental abuse. Chains, chains, they got me in chains. Chains, chains, they got me in chains.
I hear a train coming. There's a train coming. An opportunity to be free. Remember, there ain't no cushy seats on this ride. Just our feet on the land as we walk in the middle of the night. We will bear dangerous conditions as we walk from state to state. Although we may become the strange fruit you see hanging from the trees, pay no attention to it. Keep your eyes on me. We are resilient and strong in this plight. For those of you who believe it's worth dying to be free, than to live this life of slavery, come with me. We will journey through the South and up north to Ohio, the first free state. There will be rest stops like St. Joseph on our journey to Canada. Now remember, the law isn't on our side. The Fugitive Slave Act will stop us in our tracks because they want their property back.
Chains, chains, loosen my chains. 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 The war came and it set us free. Not free because they cared about our dignity, but free for concern of economics and money. Yes, it seemed like we would all be able to walk free, but black codes or black laws were set in place to keep us down, making it illegal for us to have the basic things we needed in order to succeed. Yes, they freed me from these physical chains, but they created laws and codes all across this land for the sole purpose of reinforcing these chains.
They didn't want us to be educated. They made it illegal for me to read, write, and of course vote. But with the power to vote, we could have changed laws that has us
Locked up in chains.
There'll be no equal wages for me. There'll be no fair houses for me. They'll block me from bearing arms, but yet I can still fight for this country, the so-called land of the free, but yet I'm still treated better than people from different countries.
Time is progressing, but so many will try to convince me that I'm ugly. My nose is too big, my lips is too big, my hair is too nappy. So many will tell me that I'm stupid and unworthy. They'll say white is right, and I'm not all right. They'll continue to force us to see color to form a wedge between me and my darker brother. They'll try to turn my sisters against each other just because one is lighter than the other. There was even talk in following Marcus Garvey's ideology on how to be free.
They put on white hoods and continue to bomb our schools, burn crosses in our front yards, and put nooses around our necks. At times we were used as human lab rats for tests, like the Tuskegee experiment. Although the system did everything they wanted to derail us, we still made major contributions, like Garrett Morgan and the traffic light, Daniel Williams and open heart surgery, and Thurgood Marshall, who fought and won in a system that was not created for me.
As the civil rights era came marching in, united, we took the streets for sit-ins. We protested in the streets for equality while rising above being attacked by dogs, water hoses, and other malicious strategies. We changed some laws and end things like Jim Crow, separate but equal segregation. We even established fair housing and the Voters' Right Act. With our black power, we stopped spending our green dollars to force integration on the buses to Montgomery.
As we strive to seize the American dream of home ownership, these invisible chains tighten upon us, with realtors acting as gatekeepers, and the creation of redlining and denial of loans that work together to further stop homeowners like me from fixing up our properties. These deplorable acts further led to urban decay, and with the flight of investors, food deserts were created. The effects of this can still be seen today, as I must travel outside of my community to spend my money in another city.
Change, change, I'm breaking my chains. Change, change, I'm breaking my chains. Change, change, I'm breaking my chains.
We survived slavery. It kicked out many doors of inequality. Integrated things that was restricted for a person like me. Now we're moving into the 80s, and there are new things keeping us oppressed, like racial profiling, driving while black, and there are still lack of jobs and much poverty. They are flooding our streets with those poisonous things of drugs and violence. And when I turn on the TV to watch the news or maybe a movie, there are very few images that look like me. But yet most of all the images I do see manage to vilify me.
As we move forward, there's a new laws within the land. Laws that continue to further stifle the black man. There's been many mistakes made along the way. I'm talking about a granted 3 strikes in my mouth, 5 years imprisonment, and a lifelong label as a felon for selling some of the same stuff that's now legalized for and sold throughout the country. During the first drug epidemic, they threw the book at me. Now there's an opiate epidemic that's spreading wide through the white communities. Some of the laws have been rewritten to permit some type of leniency, but I'm just waiting for these laws to be written that release me from these institutional chains.
For a minute, I started to see positive images of people that looked like me on TV. Shows like A Different World and women like Claire Huxtable that was educated and strong. But people complained that these images were fake. And as time moves forward, I started to see the manifestation and rebirth of black buffoonery. Fake reality shows of people fighting and glorifying material things such as big butts, money, cars, and jewelry. A subliminal message of a sad sight to see, such as a lack of unity. My sisters are on prime time getting paid to hurt each other with jealousy, anger, and rage.
So many distractions from unimportant things. Then we get blindsided by what's really happening, like Trayvon Martin and Trump's in office and the effects of police brutality. New social movements like #BlackLivesMatter. Why are people perverting the meaning and causing a distraction from what's really going on? Caring about black does not make me anti-blue.
We will not live our lives in chains. Why don't people see that I can be glorified on the football field, the basketball court, or on TV? But when I take my uniform off, this uniform does not come off.
This uniform does not come off.
Despite all the fear, the lies, the hateful tactics, and the devious things set to hold us back, in the great words of Maya Angelou, like air, still I rise.
I rise.
I rise.
We rise.
They say the truth will set you free, or will it continue to censor me? At the end of the day, I just want to live in harmony with people like you and me. We have to take ownership of the parts we play, and don't turn a blind eye to the injustice you see. Stand up and fight so we can all be free.
It makes me sad to see my dreamers that came here from another land being snatched from this country. Their dreams are being shattered by realities of laws that can hinder someone like you and me. Now it's time to ask, what can you do?
What can you do?
What can you do?
What can you do to stop the repeat of history?
Chains, chains, I'm breaking these chains. Chains.